Three,
Amazing.
two, one. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Magic Mike's, proudly sponsored by Manapool.com is a fast-growing marketplace for Magic the Gathering that makes buying and selling cards easy. Their optimizer helps you get the best value when buying cards, and the team is focused on making it a great experience whether you're looking to buy a whole commander deck or selling off some extra cards. Use the promo Manapool.com/promo/MagicMikes to get 5,000 mana. That's $5 for free while supplies last. I'm Evan Irwin. We get started each week by saying hello to my two co-hosts, Power Dragon.
What's up, everybody? And I just had myself some pizza before we started recording today, so I'd be ready for the show because I figured it was the right thing to do.
Cowabunga indeed. The internet's Ruben Bressler.
Hey everybody, I'm also here. From the war-torn hellscape of Los Angeles, representing a different war-torn hellscape in Chicago, on my Magic the Gathering Planeswalker t-shirt.
Very nice, very nice. Cool. Yeah, so thanks everybody for hanging out here as we get started this week. It's been kind of a light week, you know. It's been a little bit light week. It's all right.
Yeah, but we've got a new set to talk about at the very least.
Which is cool. That's it. If you missed our pre-show, patrons get access to all that extended version right after the show. $5 plus a month gets you access to a bajillion hours of extra content that we have hanging out there. If you ever wanted to go back and see what we were thinking about when some weird set came out, well, then you can figure that out plus other stuff.
Yeah.
We kick it off with our first pick. This is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Roundup. Ladies and gentlemen, I am absolutely pumped. I am very excited. We are going to have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set that's coming out next year. It was highly speculated that. We talked about how it was spoiled last week thanks to that truck. But now
the pizza truck.
Yeah, this is a pizza truck. But instead, we actually have cards and we got themes and cool things and ideas and stuff from all the different eras and whatnot. Even the black and white stuff from the way cool stuff in the back of the day. I think that's amazing. So, and I'll bring some up of it here in a minute. But what do you guys think about TMNT officially coming and what they've shown so far?
Dude, they know their demo, man.
Yeah.
Like, when you're talking about most of your players being over the age of 30 at this point, everybody at some point, I will say this for Ninja Turtles, right? They've been one of the best brands at staying culturally relevant in every generation. We're about to hit generation 4 of people who have grown up with Ninja Turtles. There's new Ninja Turtle stuff about to drop, right? Like, and we have the new movies with like Jack Black or whatever in them, you know? So it's like, of course, this is one of those things that everybody's going to be able to relate to. There's going to be plenty of stuff to appeal to people. And it's not like it's a crazy big set. And it comes in an interesting time on the calendar. It's going to be right between two other Magic sets. I think it's Lorwyn and Strixhaven. So, yeah, it's fine. I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm excited for Turtles. I have much more of a personal connection to Turtles, and I don't think I'm alone. The Marvel sets, I think, miss the mark in one way or another between Spider-Man and the next Marvel set because those comics weren't popular when I was growing up. Like maybe you enjoyed the Spider-Man cartoon a little bit, but for me, Ninja Turtles was way more culturally relevant than anything Marvel growing up. So if you're using the comics and you're using the action figures and you're using the late 80s cartoon, Saturday morning cartoon and stuff like that, you're going to be way more culturally relevant and tap way more into my heartstrings than anything else. And you're right, it's hitting a fourth generation or a fifth generation. As noted on the card Turtles Forever, we've got 4 generations of Turtles on one card, which I thought was epic and cool as hell. So this one feels like it could be a hit. This one feels like it could work in a way that maybe some of the other Universes Beyond sets don't necessarily hit.
But I think the difference here between this and Spider-Man is it's starting out with the intent of what it's meant to be, right? Whereas with Spider-Man was intended to be something completely different.
That's true.
And got turned into something else.
Yeah,
this is
that's a good
just
point.
like we know exactly what this is doing. We're making it hit the mark it needs to hit. And we know it's going to be standard legal, blah blah blah. It's getting all these other products around it. So, yeah, I think this is going to be fine.
Right, as I understand it, it has about the same number of cards as the Spider-Man set, but it didn't like, oh God, we need to add the cards and we need to figure this
Right.
out and the pick 2 draft thing and
Exactly.
you know,
Yeah,
that
Spider-Man
didn't
paid
happen.
for the sins of Aftermath. It paid for the sins of Assassin's Creed in a way that it didn't deserve.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Spider-Man had it be, the thing that it was designed for, probably it would have been excellent, but it didn't. It had to transfer midstream, whereas Turtles doesn't have to do that.
Yeah, so Turtles Forever is kind of Turtles Ungiven, if you will.
Yeah.
It's pretty radical for a white card, honestly. For a white and 3 generic mana, it is a rare instant. Search your library and or outside the game. Hey, what's up, sideboards? For exactly 4 legendary creature cards you own with different names, then reveal those cards. An opponent chooses 2 of them. You put the chosen cards in your hand, and you shuffle the rest into your library. So it doesn't fill your graveyard like the Ungivens used to or whatever.
Right.
But getting 2 legendary cards into their turn, instant speed. Let's go. Even if it should be cool in Commander, right?
There's gotta be. Well, yeah. Is this card
Yeah.
legal in Commander?
I mean,
Can
why
we get
wouldn't it
stuff
be?
from outside the game?
Oh, that I don't know, but you can still search
Probably
your library.
not.
You can still search
Yeah.
your library, right?
Yeah.
So,
Right, but we can't
Can't go
fully go
Yeah, you
crazy.
can search your
But,
library though.
yeah,
That's
search your
totally
library
fine.
for 2 creatures is pretty sweet.
But dude, let me say, like, this, honestly, that's one of the coolest pieces of artwork I've seen in Magic in a while. Like,
it's really fantastic.
the fact that you found a way to do 4 different
Yeah.
styles of art, all the way back from the
Yeah.
black and white comic art, the early like 90s cartoon art, all the way up to what modern turtles look like and stuff. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah, you could argue like what the movie Turtles in the bottom left and the
Yeah.
cartoon
Well, this
Turtles.
is based on a movie from the late 2000s called Turtles Forever,
Oh, there you
in
go.
which the various generations of turtles did meet up in a movie. It's not I think I saw it once. But this is based on like a real lore piece, which is dope as hell. I'm sure there's a combo here, right? There's got to be something we can do in Modern with this, where it's like we get like Kiki Jiki and a bunch of
I
other
mean,
stuff.
maybe,
Right.
but it does just put them in your hand,
Sure.
right?
And it
Yeah.
doesn't put the others in your graveyard. That's the big difference.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because then you force them to put something in your graveyard or in your hand, and so on. There's the Leonardo Sewer Samurai that's signed by Kevin Eastman, which is super
Yep.
rad.
Original style, original artist.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Oh man, give me so much of this. Give me that black and white. Just pump it in the veins, boys. It's gonna be fantastic.
Dude, that's going to be the alternate treatment for a lot of
Man,
these.
this is my doubling season forever. By the way, this is the ultimate doubling season. Dude, man.
I don't get the
Yeah.
lore of
It's-
this one. This one is cool
is-
art, and I love that it's art on the card, but I don't get why it's doubling season.
It doesn't. It's one of the most iconic pieces of Turtles art because it's
Sure.
the first image, as I understand it, or the first
Yeah.
comic. that
See,
they
what
ever
I
had.
thought when I heard Double C was like, you get one where like Raphael's got like a stack of pizzas or something,
Right.
like
Yeah.
that would have been kind of cool.
You go, dude. I'm telling you, they know their audience when I'm over here freaking
Oh, sure.
out over
Yeah.
how
No doubt.
awesome
This
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 is.
art could. I would have thought that this would have been on like Collected Company, for example.
I
But
agree.
Yeah, that'd have been a good one.
I'm good with doubling season. Doubling season
me
sees
a-
way more play and is more
Right.
expensive and all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
Sick iconic card with a sick iconic art. Oh my
Yeah.
god, incredible!
Listen, the art's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
So they're doing this weird thing called a pizza bundle, which is interesting.
Dude, it comes in a pizza box.
It comes in a pizza box,
kind of a
which is
pizza box.
dope. Love that.
Which is cool. Contains 9 play boosters, 1 collector booster, 2 of 6 promo cards, 5 traditional foil full art basic lands, 25 regular full art lands, and a special spin down life counter. It's sold out at Amazon. I can imagine sold out everywhere else. It's also one of those things that I'm almost guaranteeing is going to have a single print run. And
Yeah,
get them while
probably.
you can, and they'll just.
I
have them.
want to know what the inside of this box looks like from a storage perspective. That's what I'm most fascinated by from this box, because if it is a good storage solution,
Right.
we might be looking at something that players clamor for in the future.
I would
Because,
bet it's not.
yeah, it's probably not a very
Yeah.
good storage situation inside, but
Right.
if it is, boy, I love storing stuff horizontally rather than vertically.
Oh, sure, where you can't. Yeah, that's the board gamer in me, but loves
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, good
I
deal.
need to know why Splinter is using black mana things or is in black mana things.
For a dark ritual,
That
because
to me
it's
is
the
weird.
color that's left. I get it.
I
Like,
guess. I
Yeah.
guess.
It's olives on a pizza. Some people are going to complain about it. It's evil. You know.
You got full art pizza basic lands now. Yes, we're going over this a little bit further than we kind of normally would. It's a
That's
slow
fine.
week. Slow week, everybody. Give us a break. But I do
fine.
think, I don't like these full art lands that much myself personally. Like, it's cute,
Sure,
but
The
they're
thing is,
fine.
like,
it's all
we've done
right.
this before. We've done constellations with
Yeah.
Theros. We've done spider webs with Spider-Man. Like,
Certainly,
yeah.
pizza is the furthest away from actually being a land than we've ever
Oh, you know
gotten.
what? Those
Right.
are actually all look like actual toppings, though. That's actually
They
kind of
do.
cool.
Yeah,
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 the
Yeah.
broccoli on the green manna.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
That's
Yeah.
all right. I don't hate that.
Yeah, and here comes the controversy as April is African American in this one,
Yeah,
and
but that's
so
comic accurate.
that is comic accurate. So people are gonna hate, and they can shut up.
Yeah,
Uh,
like we can put that to rest because I believe it was Laird that actually said the original April was based off of a black woman that he knew.
Hmm.
nice. So there you
So
go.
if that's the case, then like what? Plus, we've had I think three different versions of Turtles that have had a black April O'Neil.
Yeah.
So even there, it's not new. So it's like whatever, man.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
So yeah, all I know is that I am so ready for all things Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've been absolutely astounded by how cool everything has been so far, and I just think it's lovely. I think it's really neat, and I know that there's some people who don't like it because there's so much Universal Beyond. And some people are like, we only get 5 weeks between Lorman releasing and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I get it, I understand it, but like, it's just this year, this coming 2026 has just the products I've been waiting for. Star Trek. I've been waiting
Yeah.
for TMNT. And so, like, I am primed. This is my jam. I am ready to go.
now, let me say when we talked about it, everybody's like, "Oh, Spider-Man that, Spider-Man that, all these problems." I was like, I literally said, within another month, we're not going to give a damn
Yeah.
Once
because
Avatar shows up.
because we got 2 weeks, we're going to start talking about Avatar,
Right.
right? And then it's going to launch a couple weeks after that,
Right.
right? So that's going to be a banger to end the holiday with, and then we also get whatever those special holiday boxes are for Final Fantasy, so you get to run that back again, whatever.
Of course.
And then right after New Year's, we start rolling right into talking about Lorwyn,
Right. Well,
right?
even
And then
before, so here's the other thing that's interesting for me, which is we're actually going to start talking about Lorwyn in the game stores and in the gaming community in late November
well, yeah,
because
of course,
that's
of
when
course.
the D&D expansion for Lorwyn releases. Is before December. Like
Hmm.
that's coming up soon. So we're going to have a full like 6 weeks of Lorwyn hype because it'll be between when the D&D thing releases and then the release of the Magic thing. Now, a lot of that's going to be holidays. A lot of that'll be Thanksgiving, New Year's, and
Sure.
Christmas. But we're still going to get 2 months of Lorwyn hype, two and a
Yeah.
half months of
But I'm
Lorwyn
just
hype.
saying, like, you have that whole stretch. We get into Lorwyn, so we'll ride that for a couple months, and then we get probably a month and a half of Turtles,
Yeah.
Well,
right?
right. We'll get about a month and a half of Lorwyn, and then we'll get a month and a half of Turtles, and then
Yeah.
because there's a
And
lot of
then
releases next year.
Yeah.
we're right back into
Seven
Strixhaven, which
Right.
people are excited about, right? So
7 weeks per release
sure.
Something like that.
But
in
we're talking
never-ending
about
spoiler season.
I think Lorwyn will probably extend a little bit because of the draft format. You're probably not going to have that for Turtles or whatever, but
Right.
Sure.
you get all the way till I'm assuming summer, June-ish, before you even hit a set that could potentially not hit well, and that's superheroes with Marvel,
Mm,
Maybe.
right? We're gonna go almost a full
interesting.
year after Spider-Man. Like, you know what I
I
mean?
mean,
Like that's
yeah. And that's pretty optimistic. I'm assuming we're going to have a dud in the first four of next year because
I
we
don't think
always
we
do.
are.
We always do, right? We
It's
always have a
happened. I
miss
mean,
in the
Eighth or
first
Fifth
half of the
for
year.
this year, Murders for the year before, right? Like, there's,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Assassin's
2025
Creed.
or 2021. What
Assassin's
do we
Creed
have?
was a
Yeah,
disaster. Aftermath was a disaster.
So
Um,
like we usually have one dud in the first half of
I
the
don't.
year.
I take money. I take the bet that we're not.
I
Okay.
think right. I think
We
they've
don't do pie bets in this house anymore,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'd
no.
probably be on the other side of that one, but
Yeah, I think there might be something that won't go well, but I am very confident that Avatar is going to do very well. Avatar
yep.
looks cool so far. It'll probably play great. It's my guess. They put lots of time and energy in that, and we all know, Lord God, we all know why Spider-Man ended up being Spider-Man, and I think
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Wizards
And it's not
learns
the
those
fault
lessons
of the
too.
designers, and it's not anyone's individual fault
No.
for Spider-Man.
Right.
Spider-Man fell victim to capitalism, which is unfortunate. And I'm sure that the people that designed Spider-Man don't feel great that it isn't being received well.
Sure.
Right.
The best way I
But
look at it is it got taken to a situation that it can at least make some money now.
yeah. Agreed.
That's it. I mean, you're at least going to be on the positive side of things. Whereas if you left it in the 8 card boosters and that whole thing, you were doomed from the start.
Right. Once you know something's not going to work, there's no reason to just like drive right into the brick wall. Like
Yeah,
you need to turn, even if it's not the greatest, pivot into something. And you know, like
that's why
I'm
I
glad they
keep trying to.
pivoted. I just don't like that the way they pivoted.
That's why I keep trying to tell people, like, trying to get caught up on Spider-Man and the whole situation, wherever. Like, this is a unique animal. Like, this is not normal. Like, we're now never going to do the thing that this was designed to do that they had to pull out from, which caused all the problems.
Yeah.
Like, we know this. They don't even want to talk about the small boosters anymore. It's a thing they're never going to do. They know it's terrible.
Oh.
So we're not going to have to worry about that again.
Right. I think there's a way that if they'd always been 8 cards, right? If Homelands and Fallen
Sure.
Empires had just taken over as the way to buy Magic packs, sure we'd have different conversations. But no, Magic players are used to 14, 15 card packs, and it feels weird to buy them and they're smaller than that. Like it feels like you're not getting full value or something. Like
Well,
and the duplicates thing was just awkward.
That's exactly it. It makes opening packs a worse experience because now you're opening, 3 or 4 of the cards in every pack are going to be copies of something you already have,
Barf.
right? And that's just no good once you're past like your 4th pack. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, it's not great. Let's move out of here. The first pick to gather the townsfolk. We talk about community issues. Thanks to our sponsor, Mana Traders, the best tool to enhance your Magic Online experience. Use the code MagicMikes_EWN East West North for 10% off your next subscription with Mana Traders. Tell them we sent you. That's MagicMikes_EWN as the promo code. And this week we got an internal weekend. We did a whole thing, and we had this really cool what some would call a human interest story of a player misplaced their vintage deck filled with cards like Black Lotus at a local restaurant, and Brian, an employee there, found the deck, somehow tracked him down, and got him his deck back. That is a fantastic story.
Amazing. So good.
Hey, you're lucky a huge event for Magic was happening nearby. Because at least they can go, you know what? Let me go to this venue.
Right.
This is probably where the people are going to be if they're looking for this. Right.
Yeah.
And then you can find somebody. Because if that just been like a random Tuesday, oh, you may not have seen that deck again.
Well, yeah. I mean, and it's not like it's just any old player. Like Dave is a local legend on the East Coast. This is a face I recognize. You know how much of I guess I did a lot of coverage back in the day, but I recognize who this human is. Like that's different.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, look, he left a used car in a restaurant. You know what I'm saying?
That's not even a used car. That's 2 nice cars.
That's like a nice house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not go that far, but it's like a very.
It might be. I don't know.
It's probably a very nice car, if not a used car.
Let me look a close up of these cards that he's holding in his hand.
He's got an unlimited Lotus and he's got the Moxen and whatnot, but
okay.
Nothing's worth $1 million to $1 jillion.
Sure, all right,
it's worth
fine.
your money.
We don't have black bordered power. I get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, he still he left a lot of money on the table.
Yeah.
Point taken. And
that's nice.
God bless.
It's a nice
Brian for doing the right thing and not just scumming it up as some people would do.
Sure. No, real talk. Imagine how much he was sweating when he went to sleep that night.
Sure.
Just night sweats. Like, I hope I find it tomorrow. I hope somebody turns it into Lost and Found, blah, blah,
Man, that feeling, the sickness in the stomach. Ugh.
Oh, he was having a rough one.
Gross. Now, no.
Hell, if he could sleep, honestly.
Yesterday at the end of Weekly MTG, they dropped a couple things and said next Tuesday's Weekly MTG will have a new play series announcement from William Jensen that is, quote, near and dear to his heart, unquote. Are we finally seeing the return of Hall of Fame? We finally?
No, I didn't take that away from play series. I think if anything, if I was going to make a prediction in that space, whatever that tournament was, we did that. It would be like the day before the Pro Tour, and we'd invite all the pros.
Oh, the last chance or the?
I can't remember what it was. It was
PTQs?
No, it was just for pros that got to play in it, and there was crap. It's from a long time ago.
Like it was like a promotional thing or whatever.
Yeah, and we haven't had it in ages. But like something like that is probably, if I were guessing, was going to come back.
I guess.
Yeah, the other option is something along the lines of like pro points or planeswalker points. to sort of make the silver level pro level a thing again.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know what
But it
this
says
is.
play series, so that feels like an event of some
Right.
kind.
It could be something
Yeah.
like an
I
invitational.
I would love to
Yeah, the
see.
Invitational is what I was thinking of, I think. Yeah.
Right. I would look, man. Here, what's wrong right now with the Pro Tour is that they've not completely, because it's not complete, but they have largely left behind any sort of storylines for people
Yeah.
who are in the event that you can care through the event and from event to event, because largely they just do storylines from that event of the very few people who are doing well at that weekend, and that's kind of it. So if you have a pro points type scenario, you have the number one in the world, you can put the number one next to their thing. We did this back at SCG. This is exactly what we did. Like, we gave them points and we said, number one is against number 10, and that's part of your storyline. Is this person wants to stay on top because of so and so, because the top 32 or top 64 got stuff at the end of the season and blah blah blah. Like, I would love to see more storyline stuff, but I don't know, man. Wizards has never seemed to want to go all in on players of the Pro Tour. They want it to be about the product, and I get it, but it is what it
I
is.
don't know. It's a tough thing. Like even doing commentary, like we do still try to work it in and we try to research stuff,
Right.
the week in advance and try to put stuff together. But when you follow the chats and things that are going on in people's social media, like they just care about the decks and the results.
I think the main
I mean,
problem is that, one of the real upsides of the SCG tour was that it was there almost every weekend. Like, when it was at
sure.
its top, we're talking
Yeah.
like 40 plus weekends a year,
Yeah.
lot of events, a lot of qualifier events, which also affect those leaderboards. So, you know what I mean? So you have a lot of those week to week stories, and for Wizards it would be GPs, right? But they don't
Hmm.
have that anymore. They got that spotlight thing that happens every 3 months or whatever,
Hmm.
and that's cool and all. But you're not going to make a storyline work with one event every 3 months and a pro tour at some point
Right.
thereafter. Like,
Well,
it's not.
we are getting more regular arena events. So is it possible that we make a more robust bridge between arena events and the Pro Tour? Is there something
Well, maybe.
to having a Grand Prix circuit-ish online, or an SCG circuit-ish on arena, where we have an event every 2 weeks? We have an event two events every 3 weeks
Right.
that are streamed, that are given advertising, that when you log into arena, the first pop-up isn't buy new packs, it's check out this thing.
Right.
It's
Is that,
possible.
I mean, that's possible.
Right. I mean,
I
just
mean, one of the things I've talked about a lot with folks is because they've said like, well, why doesn't the Pro Tour have like bigger money and people pay more attention to it? And it's like, well, sort of, but Magic has also made a lot of the money accessible to the average players, right? Like you can play Arena, you can play the Opens, you can play all these different things. You can get qualified from playing Arena in the end of season tournaments and blah blah. Like hell, they even send expensive prize cards and oversized things wherever to stores now for like the standard season championship or standard showdowns, whatever we call those. So we've made a system where you don't necessarily have to pay attention to the top to care about the money or be have access to the prizes. So maybe if you do have these other avenues, whether it's at retail stores or an arena, you create something there that kind of drives interest into it and say, okay, yeah, you can get this, but you can also get this. But it starts here maybe.
Yeah, I mean, they've clearly gotten some amount of traction with the win collector boxes and win play booster boxes on Arena, and the gems that you provide in that is money that you have to spend to get
Hell, you can
those
just win a
to enter those.
$2,000 straight up check in the arena opens.
Exactly. So, what if they were to expand that? You know what I mean, and have more of maybe a season or something? I don't know. We're probably going way too big for what he's going to be talking about, but
Yeah, I
the
think it's probably the invitational personally.
it might be the invitation. That'd be interesting. I think Rosewater would love that. I think it might be
Yeah.
the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame stopped in 2015,
But again, that's not a play
2016.
series though, right? They
Yeah.
said it's a new play series.
Did
That's
they?
that's
Is
the
that the
thing.
wording?
I thought that's what it
They
was.
said
What's the
a
wording?
new play series announcement that is
Play
near
Yeah.
and dear to
series
his heart.
Yeah,
announcement.
so to
Whatever
me that
that
feels more
means.
So
like
it's
the
announcement
invitational.
of a new play series, not a new announcement about play series. Okay.
Hmm.
That makes sense to me. I think that it's something more akin to a Grand Prix.
Right.
Something more
That would
akin
be cool
to
too.
invitational is also an option in there. But I
Right.
think that there is a gap there. There is a gap between, obviously, we love the Pro Tour and we need the Pro Tour. And then there's your local play and your RCQs and your things like that. There
Right.
is a gap that needs bridged or that we would like to see bridged.
And now is a good time, right? Coming out of what COVID took apart, like now people have
Right.
kind of gotten comfortable going back out. We're seeing people go to more events. We're seeing the big attendance at MagicCon. So sure, why
Yeah,
not? Hell, you could do a Grand Prix at a MagicCon if you wanted to.
sure.
I mean, well, we used to have like Magic Fest or whatever. Remember they did
Yeah,
a GP at the Pro Tour. They
yeah.
did that. They did that
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Paris one time when I was there. Yeah,
I think once a month you add 8 tournaments to the schedule. You have 3 Magic Cons with 3 Pro Tours, and then you've got one special one that isn't connected to the
Yeah,
Magic
still
Cons,
have your
right?
regional, still have your
Yeah.
spotlight series,
You've got
whatever.
one
Like,
big thing a month. I love that. I think that that'd be great.
that'd be neat. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Let's move on here to Desperate Ravings. Oh boy, this one's my favorite.
This one's a little juicy.
It's a little juicy because it's a little slow. So man, anything we can sink our teeth into, well, they found it. All right, so there was a giant survey that came out about Spider-Man. And look, Spider-Man is just like extended at this point. Everyone hates Spider-Man. We get it. We understand it. Thank you so much. But in the meantime, there's this very long survey. Like, was it 30 questions, 40 questions? It was wild. And they're like, tell us everything you think about Spider-Man ever. And then one of the questions was, to what degree did negative influencer commentary impact your perceptions of Magic the Gathering's Marvel's Spider-Man before the set released? They literally lead in with negative influencer commentary ... At one end is greatly worsened my perception, and at the other end greatly improved my perception. Now, it would be a little weird, honestly, to phrase the question that way and say that it improved your perception. I don't know what that sort of means.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Did it
the
give you something
question
new to
is,
talk about? Because I don't think
yeah,
this
the way that
thing's
this,
crazy worded.
yeah, it's crazily worded.
Like, this
That's
is a
for sure.
leading question. This is we know you didn't like. We know they made you not like it. Tell us how much they didn't make you not like it. Am I wrong here? Does it not read that
No,
way?
it is worded incorrectly.
sure.
It is worded poorly.
I don't think it's worded very well for
The
what they're trying to
bias,
find
the
out.
bias of the writer is showing through here, but the nut meat of the question is worth answering, right?
Mm-hmm.
The you know, if I'm thinking about going to see a movie in a movie theater and I see a review that says this movie's bad, I'm less likely to see that movie in the movie theater. That's just a fact of life. That's why I don't watch trailers anymore. I don't watch reviews before I go see a movie because I'm going to go see the movie and make my own darn decision, right?
Sure.
But a lot of people are going to say, oh, my favorite creator said this thing is not good. Now my judgment is colored, so I'm not going to go see it as immediately or be as excited to go see it necessarily. And so I think that there is something to the question of, does creator opinion change your perception before you gain access to the thing? That is a good question. The way that this is worded is real bad.
Yeah, it's just also just the format of the thing is pretty much everything's like made it better, made it worse on a lot of the questions on the survey. Five is good, one is bad. It's just kind of how they did it. Now, it should have been worded as like five is didn't change my opinion to
Right.
one, made it maybe not want to buy it or whatever. Probably is the way it should have been scored. But I imagine if most people put three, they just go like, all right, it didn't change people's opinion. They
Yeah.
heard the negative opinion, didn't matter. If they hit one, then it's like, okay, then it did shape a lot of people's opinion. The weird thing to me was the number of people that were just, I can't believe this is an insane question they should ask. And Bob, like people were going way off the rails on
It's
this one.
not an
Like
insane question.
No,
it's
It is
really
a
not.
it's a
Like,
badly written
Right, it's a
question, but
sure,
it's
poorly
that I
not an
agree with.
insane question.
Right, I understand sort of the one and the other sort of the other time to get your tinfoil hat on is that they asked at one point, what creators do you sort of pay attention to? And so if you say they greatly reduce my interest, and then these people get connected to that, and blah 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 blah. This is the part
Right.
where you go, or at least where I go, And I've been here a long time, everybody. I'm old. I'm Grandpa Magic over here, buddy. Wizards
Mm,
is not exactly as complex and as like and incredible in their data workings as you think they are. I think
sure.
they try to ask sort of straightforward questions to give you some amount of straightforward answers. That's the best surveys, give you something
Yeah.
to do actionable data with. I don't like this question because I don't think it gives you super actionable data unless you're trying to figure out exactly what the most negative creators are. But even then, asking which creators you pay attention to and negative stuff influenced you doesn't necessarily those creators did that. You know what I mean? Like
But
Right.
it's
you're
also
making
those could
connections.
also be two separate points of data as well, right?
Absolutely,
If
and
a
they
bunch of
should
Yeah.
be.
people put a certain creator that they didn't know or they're not paying as much attention to, it's like, oh, this person's up and coming. We should reach out to them in the
Yeah.
future,
Sure.
right?
This
Like,
is like the old Mitch Hedberg joke about how when he was at the doctor's office, he had to fill out a survey, and the question asked if I'd ever had sugar or PCP.
yeah, exactly.
And it's like, yeah, I guess, but like, what are you
Right?
getting out of the survey?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
but here's the thing though. I've tried to explain this to people before, but like even when I was there around the time they created a whole new department called Consumer Insights.
Mhm.
And they literally have so much expertise and data about piecing this stuff together and whatever.
Right.
So it isn't even about saying, because people jump to immediately, oh, Wizards are trying to blame this on creators. That's bad. No, everybody at Wizards knows all the problems around the set. Like they've said what the problems were around the
Yeah, they
set. Like
know.
y'all need to stop with that. Like y'all, honestly, I'm just gonna say it. A bunch of y'all that believe that, like y'all are dumb. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
I
Like,
think the problem is that they maybe haven't seen it as much as we have, where Wizards does something that probably could have been done better, and all of a sudden they're so nefarious, and they're just going to use it to hurt people, and it's going to make everything worse. And you're like, no, dog, they just didn't know, they didn't see the perception. Literally, the question is being asked about perceptions. They didn't see what this would do. It
but it's
Yeah.
happens all the
so
time.
far, but to make that connection is just a bad faith argument.
It's been
Like
bad faith.
they've said outright, like we started and wanted the set to be this.
Yeah,
We saw the disaster that was Assassin's Creed that came after the disaster that was March of the
aftermath.
Machines or
Right,
whatever, right? We didn't want that to happen, so we had to scramble. We added cards, we got new artwork, we had to make stuff for Arena, blah blah blah. Like
right.
we've had them explain it to us. So they're not going to look at this and be like, well, it was obviously the creators that did us in. Like you, that's just stupid.
They
It
right.
is.
They I
It's
think
just dumb.
right. They both think that Wizards is the mustache twirling villain and also stupid as hell. You're like, they can't
Yeah,
be
it's
both the
like,
mastermind and the idiot. It doesn't
dude,
work.
I say that all the time. Like, pick a lane. Like, I'm willing to have the discussion with you, but you can't have both sides. Like,
Yeah.
you got to pick one or the other, and let's talk about it. But that's not what this is at all. Like,
Yeah.
it's one more data point to say, like, hey, when creators are negative, did it even move the line, right? There might be a bunch of people who, when you look at the people that said it really affected my opinion, or the people said it didn't affect my opinion,
Right.
and you look at the other results, and if the results are similar, that negative opinion didn't even matter. Like all these
Yeah.
other things cause the problem. Right
Yeah.
now,
Right.
if particularly all the people that had a bigger negative opinion said that all of these their other answers were way worse and negative, then maybe there is a correlation there.
Right.
But you're not gonna know if you don't ask the damn question.
And part
Like,
of that, I think, just sort of helps them with a post mortem. They're in a post mortem situation. Spider-Man's out,
yes.
product is shipped, it's in the distributors, it's in the game stores. They're done with it. They can't do anything else with it. They can't bring
Yeah.
it back and change anything. They can go, hey, here's what we did. If because in the future, if they see, hey, a lot of influencers were negative, then that
Yeah.
affects the set in a very negative way, and then you recognize or
Sure.
maybe pay more attention to what the things that they were pointing out because that impacted their sales.
But
Like,
there's
Yeah.
also another point to it, right? If a lot of that negativity, because they'll go back and follow research, whatever, different creators that people point to, whatever,
sure,
is based maybe on some of their communication or some of the things they didn't point out or could have corrected or said, or people were making assumptions,
right,
then that also changes their communication to say, okay, hey, if we think there might be a little bit of negative sentiment, why don't we make sure we explain this thing so these are clear for people's arguments or whatever, right? That maybe they didn't do this time. Like there are a lot of learnings you can take away from this by asking this question. And I think
Yes.
people are not giving it the actual like business like attention it needs to have.
yeah. This to me is the tale as old as time, which is it's nefarious when really it's just not worded well. It's not.
It's really not.
It's
Yeah.
not done well. It could have been done better, which would have given
Right.
me a more clear
Don't-
idea what they're looking for.
The old saying is don't attribute to malice what can be easily explained away by ignorance. This is probably neither malice nor ignorance, but it's close enough to both that it's worth discussing that this is probably just badly worded and not designed to come after folks like us.
Also, I think this is a partner company it's outsourced to temporarily as well too. For
Right.
some reason, I don't think it's even just WotC themselves doing it. So that's probably part of it as well too.
The most, and we talked about this in the pre-show. I said, look, I think the most that could sort of come out of this, the worst possible thing, which is there's a poop list in which Wizards doesn't want to work with you.
Right.
And maybe this makes it easier to get on that poop list because if you're super negative, they don't want to work with you because they've clearly they've made a link between super negative to hurting sales. Why would they bother with resources into someone who's going to not do great for them? Yada yada. Okay, whatever. That's it. That's all I got. Congratulations, you found them.
Right.
Yeah, even that I don't think is it because
don't
WotC
think
already
it is
knows
either.
all the major creators. Like they already pay attention. We know that 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
They're
So-
not going to be like,
There's only so many mouths to feed,
Yeah,
is the other
that's
thing.
exactly it.
there's only so
Like,
many
and-
creators in your space, and you know most.
and you need reach, right? You're not going to just be like, okay, we're cutting off these, I don't know, 20 creators and 15 of them are some of your biggest creators. Like that's just not a realistic situation.
doesn't make sense. Which
It's just not. Like,
right, and that's one of those things. It was you say it's very nefarious, but when you're trying to actually lay out why, you go, oh well,
Yeah.
what
You know what it is? It's like I like saying I like a good conspiracy theory, but you got to explain to me who and how they're winning.
Yeah.
Right? When people try to give me like, well, the Earth is flat, I'm like, who's big round fighting for?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. They're trying to sell more circles.
right,
yeah,
dude,
exactly. I'm
The
like,
4D chess on this question, you just don't get it.
that's what I'm saying. You got to
Yeah.
convince me why this is so nefarious, right? Like
Yeah.
and I can explain to you probably 10 different things they could derive from asking this question.
Right.
It just honestly, I think it's been wrong that they haven't been asking this question for a long
Yeah.
time. There's probably more they could have been learning from it this entire time.
That's
Yeah.
true. All
What's
right.
the conspiracy theory that y'all believe in? I'll go first if you're uncomfortable.
Ooh, what's one I believe in?
Everyone's allowed to believe in one.
I
Maybe
mean,
two.
like the JFK stuff, but like there's enough
Sure,
there that
sure.
could probably be real. So I'm like, you know.
yeah.
I don't know.
I think that the Large Hadron Collider was skewed. That the ferret theory. You heard this one? That a small
Yeah.
mammal crawled into the Large Hadron Collider, which slightly altered reality, which explains the Mandela effect and also the bizarreness of our world.
Because they use them to.
That's what
they're
I really
actually-
like. I like that one a lot.
That
That
was
Yeah,
one
'cause
makes
they're
sense.
actually using
That one's
ferrets
really
to
fun.
clean them, is what they
Yeah.
did. Because they let them go through the tubes because they couldn't have anything else big enough to help clean.
Wow.
So that's like, yeah, that's what they use. They use ferrets. They train them to use the little rags and stuff, and they go through and clean out the tubes
and
get their
because
reward.
that's what because they use small furry snake mammals to clean the Large Hadron Collider, we live here now.
Dude, this is wild though, because like there's some crazy conspiracy theories. Because I
There's
went
some
down this
great
rabbit hole.
stuff.
There's people that don't believe Australia is real.
Yeah.
And the people who are like don't believe the moon real or the moon
There's
landing
people
was
who
real.
there's like the snow wall theory for Antarctica. There's some crazy stuff.
Because dude, I'm like,
Don't
the
Google
whole
that.
world-
You'll screw up your algorithm.
Oh,
It's
God.
the whole world
yeah.
went to Australia for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like, you're telling me literally everybody was there
Mm-hmm.
just pretending to be in Australia?
I think, well, let's put it this way. I felt for a very long time, I'm not even sure if it's really anymore because the people who are in charge would never be able to keep this type of secret. But there for a very long time, I believe that the government did have some amount of knowledge of aliens, of alien
Sure.
life forms, and
Yeah.
just was not sharing that stuff.
Hell yeah.
But at this point, A, there's some weird shit going on. We got details of that. And B, no one can explain it at all.
Didn't the government come out and tell us a couple years ago?
Basically,
that, like,
yeah.
there's basically aliens.
It's
there was,
basically
here's some
aliens.
video
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
squares that move like hundreds of miles an hour and make no sense. Good luck explaining it. Bye.
Yeah, they were just like, we have no idea. They're probably not of Earth.
Everyone
And,
was like,
that's it.
"Wow, cool." Also, I have to pay my rent, so I guess I don't
Yeah,
care.
because
So we'll
that was
see
the
you
thing.
next
I always
month.
told
Like,
people,
yeah.
like, so what if they tell us they're real? Then what?
Then
Like,
what?
you can't do a damn thing about it.
Nothing's
Like,
going to change. You know?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Add your favorite conspiracy theories in the comments.
That's right. Please do. As we turn
That
the
won't
corner,
screw up our comment and algorithm at all.
yeah, exactly.
As we turn the corner to the finisher, get your wish lists ready. quote, my wife throughout my card collection, parentheses, so I bought a dump to find them all, unquote, has a demo and is up for your viewing pleasure right now on Steam. Now, fortunately for me, I have never had to experience this game in real life, but tell me, what skills are you hoping to learn from this new game, Ruben?
Now, I did write that setup without knowing your life, so I don't know that your wife hasn't thrown out all your magic
No,
cards,
she has
but
not.
I assumed. I too haven't jilted a former lover to the point of trashing my livelihood, nor have I ever been married. Humble brag, maybe, but it's not out of the realm of possibility because I am frustrating. So I hope that I learn the right way to get D&D mini paint out of my soccer jerseys because I really don't want that chocolate in my peanut butter.
That's fair. But you throw out my stuff, that's grounds for divorce.
Sure.
Don't throw anyone's stuff. That's their stuff. Let them have stuff. Power Dragon?
Yeah, we keep our stuff separate. But I'm hoping this game teaches me a life skill that I've long used, and it's the best way to sort bulk. Because it's one of those things to, if you want to comb through long boxes, whether that's cards or comics, just looking for the big ones. But it's quite another sifting through dirty clothes and fast food wrappers.
Look,
Yes.
fun fact. Those who work in the warehouses of your favorite card shops do sorting tests amongst each other for bragging rights.
Yep.
Happens all the time. Or like,
Dude.
we'll pay for lunch or whatever. Let's get to
Sure.
it. Random
I
stuff.
bet I bet junkyard owners do the same thing.
Sure.
After you tell your story, or after you tell your joke, I have a story actually.
All right. Well, look, sifting through trash is one thing. But the thing I'm most interested to learn about is the small business management required to effectively and efficiently run a dump after you buy it. Because, hey, if this world is already going in the garbage, I might as well make some income on the way to the trash compactor.
Yep.
Right. Junkyard tycoon.
So yeah, when it comes to sorting, like we had a dude on my team when I was at Card Kingdom was like one of the fastest dudes at like picking through stuff, getting stuff sorted, whatever. So I was like, great. And we need to give this dude a raise because it's time to do raises. And they're like, well, if we were, because he'd been there for a while. It's like, well, if we raise him any higher, it's got to be a manager. We got to move him up to train people, whatever. And I was like, no, he'd hate that. He'd be terrible at it.
Right.
We need to not do this. And if we do, I have to replace him with 1.5 people. And I can't get a half a person. So now I need 2 people. And this is a very bad idea. Like, this is how important this guy is. And they still, I was like, how about this? We figure out what that would cost. And then you take it out of my check. Because I'm not giving this dude up because he's way better than the rest. Like, I feel like I'm pretty damn fast and he's way faster than me. So I'm like, I'm not giving this dude up. Eventually, they caved and gave it to him, whatever. Because they're like, how do we explain it to other people that are at his level? I'm like, tell them to get good. I don't know. That's their problem.
Yeah, it's
But I had
funny.
to fight for somebody because he had amazing sorting skills.
Yeah, it's weird that, you know, people can't sort of appreciate that sometimes people just get really good at what they're doing and they don't
Yeah.
have to keep moving to this management in the sky.
That's right.
Just let them be
Eventually,
experts at what they're doing and enjoying.
exactly. If you find a job you like, you don't gotta take another job managing that position.
Yep.
Right.
Dude, I love that about the world. I love finding people that have mastered these crazy mundane skills and just watching them do it. Like it's a
Yeah.
weird thing I enjoy, just watching expertise at a skill that I will never have.
That is lovely, and that ends another live episode of Magic Mike's. Thanks for joining us here to discuss all things magic. Thank you, Power Dragon.
Hey, as always, good to be here. If y'all want to catch me and play some cards over the next 2 weekends or 3, no, 2 weeks from now, I'll be in Vegas, and the following week I'll be in Tacoma at Command Fest. Come play cards.
Thank you, Ruben.
Thank you. My next public appearance is PAX Unplugged at the end of November. I began the show talking about t-shirts. Shout out Chicago. I want to end the show talking about t-shirts. Power Dragon, that shirt is dope. If you want to shout out where you got that.
This is from Into the AM. I don't even know if this is still available. They sponsored my stuff for a little bit, and I got some cool clothes from them. But
That's
yeah,
cool as hell.
anything else on their site is really awesome.
Last note here for the show. Next week we are on Tuesday
Right.
at 10 o'clock for the pre-show and 11 o'clock for the live show. We had to bump it back a day because we're going to give you a Magic Mike's every week, damn it. We're
Right.
doing it.
So no Avatar next
Avatar
week.
watching next week.
Instead, live show on Tuesday, dark on Wednesday.
Right. Just for that 1 week, we go back to our normal schedule. We adjust things around here as we need to, but we'll see you on Tuesday as we move here to our final slide. Now, look, I want to thank our sponsor, manapool.com. Go check them out. Check out the link down below. Get some free money out of that, which is awesome.
Free money, y'all. Free $5.
Free
Just
money,
go sign up
please.
and get it.
Manapool.com/promo/Magic Mikes. I want to thank our sponsors, And as well as Mana Traders and my co-host Power Dragon, Ruben Bressler, viewers like you for watching or listening. Please follow, like, tweet, favorite, share, subscribe to everything social that tells people we exist. Catch us on our exclusive member Discord. Subscribe to our Patreon. Watch us live on Twitch. Join us live on YouTube. Check out the TikTok and follow us on Blue Sky, or join us here next week, same time, same place, but Tuesday, for another episode of Magic Mics. Good night, everybody.